Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Robust Theories Succession Colony for RimWorld. I'm Samster33, and I guess I'm the third person, to control the colony. So this is now April, I do believe. I think I started on the 3rd of April. So I'll be having the colony for 10 days or so. Right now in the game I'm just looking around to see the state of things. I see there's a bunch of muffalo over there. Looks like our hunters out hunting or hauling or something. There's some steel up there that wasn't claimed yet. And there's a rhino. One of the things I want to do is I want to get that rhino. I think their horns are worth a lot of money for trading, and you can see I just hovered over the trade there. I'm gonna set up a trade depot too. Right now I'm just looking around some more to see what else there is. And, oh, okay, here goes Hay House. He's going to bed. Fantastic. Wow. Eventually he'll get up there and he'll go shoot that rhino. And I'm hoping that it's not too crazy. That the rhino is not going to kill him. My mission for this video, for this play, is to set up our trading capabilities, maybe set up some workshops, and to get that rhino, or to get some resources anyways that we can start trading. I know that one of the more successful ways that I've traded in this game is to brew lots of alcohol. And trade that to pirates, because they'll pay a premium for it. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Looks like people should be waking up pretty soon. Okay. And I'm just checking the status of our dog here to see what he's trying to do. Okay, that's our space. Oh, Hay House is on the move. It's gonna go hunt that rhino. There he is. So let's go take a look at Hay House here. I want to see how this is gonna play out. Now at this point, I kind of suspected that rhinos would be very dangerous, but I didn't know for sure. Now I know for sure that rhinos are very dangerous. Fortunately, Hay House is a very good shot. So I'm just checking on the status here to see what he's doing, and then I very hastily, just in the nick of time, draft him and get him out of there. So at this point, I was kind of in full panic mode. I'm just running away. My plan was to get him to run inside, or at least by our turrets there. Let's gonna see if we had another hunter. So I toggle the switch to turn on our turrets. And was at about this point that I think I decided to hide hay house inside. And the rhino's dead. Well, it's down anyways. I was quite relieved, needless to say. Poor rhinoceros. I want your horn. This thing was an incredibly tough animal to kill. Finally, it's dead. So we'll take that up to our freezer. And somebody, I think, will come and butcher that right away. And see, it was at this point that I realized, hey, wait a minute, I didn't even get a rhinoceros horn. Rhinoceroses apparently do not have horns. Or they have horns, but they're just not a, collectible object that you can get from the corpse. Which means I was sadly mistaken. And rhinoceros horns are not worth anything. Or, they can't be traded, period. But I do know for a fact, from my own playthrough of this game, that elephant tusks are worth a crap ton of money to an exotic goods trader. I had the unfortunate encounter with 2 elephants that strode onto the map already enraged, and unfortunately they both had to be put down. But like I said, they helped my colony out greatly because they didn't manage to kill anybody, and they had got like 4 tusks from them, which sold quite well to the exotic trade people. Alright, so yeah, I actually recorded about an hour and 10 minutes of footage for this succession. However, I'm probably going to wind up cutting that down quite significantly because most of it is just going to be dead space, where not much is going on, or they're all just sleeping. I will try to keep some of the highlights, like where I build the workshops, stuff like that, where I realize some of the stupid things I've done. So yeah, stay tuned. Right here, I'm designating another turret to be built, and I think I'm going to designate one more up in this little gap here, just to kind of shore up that the little, I guess it would be like a canyon almost, or access point anyways. We'll run some cabling up there. So designate some more steel to be mined here. Yep. Now, what I'm doing right here is I'm designating out the area for where I'm eventually going to put in, or where I plan to put in, a brewer's stand, where the colonists can take raw plants, specifically hops, and turn them into beer, which you can then sell to pirates for about twice the normal price as like to a general goods dealer. Plus, your colonists will, grab the occasional beer and it'll give them some happy thoughts. And I think it also helps de-stress them. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's how that system is set up to work. One of the things I kind of wanted to do is I kind of wanted to expand the bedrooms there. Ideally, I'd like to give each person their own little, bedroom or hut kind of thing to live in. But I didn't get around to it in my turn. I ran out of time. Plus, I think we've got better things to spend our resources on right now. So here I'm setting up the stockpile for our comsat thing, that we use to trade with the orbiting spaceships, the exotic goods traders, the pirates, the general goods, the combat suppliers. Unfortunately, at this point, I neglected to notice the no trade capability thing. The text was still there on the right. That's because I have to build a comm station. I'll probably cut later to the video, later in the video where I do build a comm station. And here I am building the comm station. Just not sure where to build it at this point. Here I'm just clearing off these rocks. They're kind of annoying me being in the middle of the square like that. These rocks too. I'm eventually going to build a workshop in this area, attached to our storage building there. One of the things I found that sells particularly well are duster jackets. I'm not exactly sure what a duster jacket is, but they're made out of leather. They seem to sell at a fair profit to the traders. So yeah, right now what I'm going to construct here is the workshop area, where there's going to be a leather crafting or a tailor station, as well as a metal crafting station. I believe I'm going to put in. We'll make it out of wood and give it a wooden floor. And there they go. I'll probably cut to when this is mostly finished. Okay, so right here I'm actually gonna trade with a trader really quickly. I think the only thing that they really had that I could find kind of useful was the medicine. Oh no, it was the other dog. That's right. I was gonna buy some medicine, but then I decided to buy us another husky female. So that way our dog there can have a friend. Kind of a frivolous waste of our money, but well, hopefully, with the trading, we'll be able to make more. So the room is just about done. We'll add some electricity to it. One of the things that frequently happens after the stage is I keep running out of wood and not really noticing it. And it's right about now when I realize that if I'm going to power this workshop, I'm going to have to basically, it's on the same circuit that's got the switch for the defense. So at this point I toggle on the switch to power up our defenses, and I leave it on for the rest of my turn. I don't think it's that big of a drain. I don't think I ever saw the batteries go below half, so I think we got plenty of power capabilities. So I think it's okay to leave those turrets on 24/7. But once again, somebody else could disagree with me and turn them off. That's cool too. If that is the case, I'm not really sure how you're going to route power to that workshop. It might have to be relocated somewhere else where it would be easier to get power to it. Okay, so right here I just noticed that my stockyard for our orbital transmitter thing, it doesn't have, it's not set up to accept a lot of the resources that we're going to want to trade. So I'm just setting that right up now. I think I just toggled beer there. So it'll be ready when we start brewing beer. It's actually interesting that beer doesn't spoil. It's not, I guess, considered a food. So it can just be it can be left out in the open like that, and it's not going to spoil or anything, which is perfect. Okay, so I noticed that people seem to be quite lackadaisical. They don't seem to be working very hard, so I'm going to go ahead and add a solid 8 hours of work during the day for the colonists. But I leave the rest as free time, so it's up to them to decide whenever they want to sleep. All I care about is that they put in their 8 hours. After looking at it, I decided that I'm going to expand where we're going to be brewing our beer. I'm going to make that room just a little bit taller. That way I can run the bench along the side instead of along the bottom. Or I might still run the bench along the bottom, but at least that way there'll be room for the door. And yep, we'll let them get to work on that after they have their sleep. See, I thought that I had created a smelter here, but really all I did was just make a steel or a work table. To get the smelting that I needed, I think we have to research here this electric smelting. But obviously, I'm not going to start researching that now when we've made so much progress to our geothermal power. Although honestly, we have quite a bit of electricity. We'll definitely want to research stone cutting and hydroponics at some point too. And shipbuilding basics. I don't know what our plans are for the colony. I know that personally I think the goal of the game is to kind of build yourself a spaceship and kind of take off, but I mean, this is a succession for it, so I don't know how long we plan to keep it going before we do that. I kind of like to think that that's an eventual goal, and actually that's why I've been setting up the trading the way I have, is so that we'll be able to purchase enough plasteel so that when the time comes we'll be able to take off. So yeah, I'm just gonna tweak our storage pile here again, just to include some of the apparel that we'll be producing at our tailor. Okay, so it's at this point that I decided, hey, look at all these muffalos down there. Let's hunt them. Let's increase our already huge meat supply. And of course, while our hunters are out hunting these muffalo, we're going to get a nasty visit. And here it is. We are getting raided. Oh boy. Looks like 3 people. So I quickly look at how our base is laid out, and it looks like they're probably going to come from the north, which is reasonably well defended. Look at that turret up there. We've got a turret on the left there, also a turret on the bottom. So I think we should be fine. So here we're just checking to see who's relatively good shooter. Obviously we've got Hay House. He's probably going to be our front man, but draft him up. I'm just gonna try to head them off, so they don't even get to our base. Is what I'm thinking. That way, worst case scenario, if Hay House gets injured, he can always fall back, and we'll let the base defenses hopefully take care of him. And while this is happening, of course, a cargo pod decided to crash land near us. So you'll notice with the stance here that I took a bit of a gamble in that actually right here it's okay, but eventually I take a bit of a gamble and I actually have Hay House stand in front of the other dude there, which is very risky because he almost got shot. He did get shot, of course, by the bow and arrow, but as you just saw, the wounds were relatively minor, so I'm just going to have him tough it out there. See if we can take down these other 2 guys. Right now they're still too far away, so I'm going to move my folks up a little bit. Man, this is just such a good shot. Even when he's injured, he's still like bang on. See, here they try to retreat, but lo and behold, no, they do not. They don't get away. In hindsight, I should have actually stripped these people of their clothing, but I didn't do that. I guess I decided to bury them with some dignity. Of course, burying them requires that they actually have some plots there. We only have 2 available, so you're gonna designate some more great plots for them. And after that, I don't believe much else happens. If I am not mistaken, at this point this is about day maybe 8, 9. Sorry, April 8th to 9th. Yeah, not much really goes on until day, well, even in May. I think I played up to about May 2nd or 3rd. But nothing eventful actually happened. We just kind of kept making food, and we wound up having quite a bit of food by the time I was done this video. Yeah, no, that's really noteworthy. We see that Hay House is resting comfortably up there in the hospital. At this point, I'm just really concerned that he's gonna get an infection. The doc hasn't even treated him yet. I don't think. Well, he was the best doctor. Hay House was, but I think there was one other person designated as the doctor at this point. Um, yeah, so he hasn't been treated yet. Yeah, we have a surgeon there, so she should get up there and look at him, I think. But oh well, she gets there. yeah, so here it is, May 2nd now. So not really much happened in between. Uh, almost finished, or made a big dent in our research, and we made a big dent in the research and grew some food, harvested a bunch of rice. That's about it. Um, so it's May 2nd. I'm about to basically end my turn here. Pass it back to Mr. Robust Theory for him to do his much better narration of where we stand. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. See you later.